everyone. I'm André, and this is Alex, my co-founder of PaperHive, and we're going to share a few insights from the beta phase of our platform with you, so how annotations are actually used. And but before doing this, I would like to explain briefly what PaperHive actually is, so we know what we're talking about. And what problems are we solving? So I'm a researcher, and while working on my PhD, I realized that the communication among scientists is not really optimal. I guess you all know that. And for example, one of my papers was in peer review for 3 years, and so I guess that's not really the speed of iteration that you like to have in research. And also the communication about papers that are already published is so slow. You usually do it only at conferences or maybe in the same building. For me, it was the math department at TU Berlin. So I decided to change that, to create a collaboration platform for researchers. And this is what PaperHive is. It's a collaboration hub for researchers. I'll give you a very short demo of the platform, how it looks like. So this is an example paper written by Marina Wiatzowska. It solves a very difficult mathematical problem released 2 months ago. And so you can read the paper and you can see annotations. I mean, you're all annotation experts here, so you know what annotations are good for. So you can share additional news articles, for example. There is a link to another paper that was very important for her work. You can add formulas. Let me see. There should be another comment here. Yeah, I have a question. It's unanswered. Yeah, perhaps it's not yet shown. You can correct things. You can add. Here's a link pointing to another document that is based on this result, and it proves that the result is also true for a more general class. So, okay, I guess you all know what annotations are good for. PaperHive is an integrated platform, so it's not just an annotation thing, it's something where you can actually work. You can, for example, bookmark or archive a document, which means that you get notifications for this document. So imagine you're a PhD student, you're working on this subject, you definitely want to know if something new shows up on this document. So, that's the so I was missing something. So we have also a browser extension, which is very valuable if you browse the web and, for example, you hit a paywall, like we do here now. So I guess some of you know the open access button. We take this a bit further. We directly show if there is an open access version of one article, so you can just click it and then you can read the article here. So this solves the problem of how to find annotations. It also shows you that there are annotations on the document. Like here, you can see the tiny 6 indicator that there are 6 discussions going on in this document. And at PaperHive we think that the annotations should be very structured, so it should be a very structured discussion, only dealing with one specific topic in the document. So it should not be like the sticky notes thing in Adobe, for example. Okay, so maybe just a quick summary of the features and benefits of PaperHive. So you develop a web of knowledge. Readers help each other, and I didn't say that the comments are licensed under Creative Commons license, so you it basically if you give attribution. You can add formulas or images or links, whatever you want, data, code. And we're also closely following the W3C standard of draft to allow interchange of data. So if someone is willing to interchange data with us, just talk to us later. You can have deep links linking to a specific part of the text to share something in the text. We're integrated. This means that we have search features which are targeted at researchers, and we have hives for personalized notifications. So I guess now Alex will take over and explain how the beta phase look like.
Thank you very much. For me, as I said, the main goal of our talk today was to present how this specific feature in our platform, the annotation, was used in a small beta test that we conducted in the beginning of March and February, beginning of March. We did this with a very nice group of young master and PhD students here in Berlin, with the Berlin Medical School. So this is a picture of us. I believe we are also on it. They were very, very kind to join us and just look at our platform and use it for their most important daily work. What were the settings of the pilot beta test? The Berlin Medical School is something like a network between the three biggest universities in Berlin. There are approximately 7 thematics fields that are represented. Approximately 200 students are in this program, and we reach them per mail, basically. In this wonderful mail, inviting them to go to PaperHive, to our beta, and to just sign up and use it. We included 2 papers by students in the GMS. This is an important point. We tried to focus on 2 relevant, as we called, documents for them. And we had approximately 2 weeks of observation in which we wrote an email, again, 2 or 3 emails. A few general results. We were expecting something about, Facebook or Twitter, with many people working on the documents. Though when we had 30 sign-ups and approximately 20 comments by different researchers, on different papers, not necessarily the 2 that we presented to them. And afterwards we conducted 15 feedback interviews. A big piece of information that I didn't mention is that the documents that currently are integrated with PaperHive include all of the archive articles, though in the next, these are approximately 1.2 million articles, and in the next week we're going to include a few million more, simply 10 times more. While archive, there are a lot of mathematics papers, so basically anyone who's in this field will be happy with the content available. From the feedback interviews, we learned why the people commented or why they didn't, what they liked about it. The next 2 subsections will be dedicated first to a few annotation examples. What do people actually wrote down in the platform? And the second part after this will be a few 3 big takeaways for the academic collaboration, empowered in this case by annotations. The first set of examples were dedicated to different types of questions that researchers, young researchers in this case, ask. They involve stuff like solution paths, or questions about further literature, or just questions for the explanation of something very, very, very hard. The problem with mathematics papers sometimes, and scientific text in general, is that they're incredibly compressed. So statements are often per definition unclear. The second type of annotations in this academic context were dedicated to improvements of the papers. From simple corrections of typos or content or important typos probably in formula to, once again, clarification of statements, not asking for help, but just explaining what the meaning of a specific statement should be. And then again, simplifications for interdisciplinary readers. The last big group of annotation examples was dedicated to the enrichment of content. So I would call this something like the altruistic researcher who either does it for the benefit of all or does it because they want to increase their personal visibility to show that they know stuff or to include some further reading, sometimes their own literature. Exactly. So what are the few general takeaways? The biggest one for us was that the documents obviously comes first. It was not enough that we presented two papers that were relevant for the group. The group of different mathematicians seemed to be not that focused one. It's important which part of the document exactly is discussed. So, as you know, scientific documents have different portions from the abstract and introduction to results and conclusion, and results, for example, are much more widely discussed than, say, the abstract or the intro. Another big thing is, of course, the distinction between working papers, preprints, and published articles. Preprints offer a much more welcoming environment for any kind of discussion. Second big part, a huge distinction between public and private discussion. We did not offer private discussions back then, though almost all of the participants in the private beta asked for it. Basically, people, scientists, seem to have a certain fear of discussing publicly because these discussions become a part of the scientific discourse. So any word is taken very seriously, and people try to really make it beautiful if they write it all. Grammar is better in the public discussions than in the private ones. The last big takeaway, usage, supervised or forced by somebody, by a teacher, is much higher. Fair enough, we'll have a few minutes for questions. Our next steps for the platform after the small private beta and the improvements afterwards are a big partnership for us with the Library Consortium Knowledge. They make books open access, so we just started in partnership with them, making discussions and usage, collaborative reading of humanities books possible. Thank you very much.
And we have 5 minutes for questions from PaperHive.
So in the 30 seconds it took me to sign up, sign in, find one of my papers and annotate it. Well done. I wondered how to get access to my annotation. Do you have documentation about APIs and so forth?
Yeah, so I'm one of the developers, and documentation is still bad, sorry. You know how this works, but yeah, we can chat afterwards about integrating this with your product. Yeah. So yeah, there is an API. First, I want to clarify that. So there is an API. The comments are Creative Commons licensed, so you can use the content from our platform.
Any other questions for PaperHive? All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.